Hey, how you doing? This is Iowa Hunter here at the Rock and Bee. We're probably 11 days out from the time I killed off all that power plant and put in all these Brassicas. And on this side over here, I got a couple acres, and I planted this all in Big and Beasty. And it's coming in real nice. It's I thought I seeded it appropriately from what I was supposed to. We had a light rain shortly after I planted it, and then we had a couple days later we had a really heavy rain, and I was hoping the light rain was gonna make them seeds stick just a little bit, because then we had a really torrential rain, which I gotta think helped our EHD problem, even though the DNR says it doesn't. It changed my ditches by 16 inches of sand and stuff, and them little midges live in the mud. I gotta think it washed some of them out, and we had 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I gotta think it blew them flies away, a lot of them. So I don't know, we'll see if it gets any better, but I'm really liking this Big and Beasty. It's coming right in. Some of it's pretty decent size here. It's coming in kind of nice and even all down the hillside. Growing up. There's still some real small ones that are germinating. It probably definitely washed a little bit of them out of the high areas and moved them around a little bit in some areas that held some water. It probably took them a little longer to grow, but I think it's doing real good. And we had Big and Beasty up through this little area right here. If you can remember on my last video, it's doing real well. I got a watering station here. The watering station's been a big hit. The deer have been in them all the time. Just about everything's been in them. This is that throw and grow. That was that Whitetail Institute stuff. You can see I had nothing but mud around here. That's just a little bit over a week of growth. And some of this is annual and some of it's perennial. So some of it'll stay, some will go. Goldfish are still in there. And this is funny because the Big and Beasty grew up underneath this tree where I thought in the shaded area it wouldn't get as tall, but that grew right up. I mean, for a little over a week's growth. It looked like it kind of washed out in here a little bit, but I think it'll still come in. Now, the Whitetail Institute had that rain bond, if you remember, on it. And from about here over, it was Whitetail Institute. It's a little mixed right in this area. But that rain bond, that's for if you plant it and you don't get much rain. It holds to 200 times the rain, supposedly. So, since that's a coated seed, I don't know if it takes a little longer to get that off there and germinate, but I mean, we definitely got germination. But a lot of plants are still real small like this, but they are all over. It's just that they're smaller. And I planted that all around this outside of this field. And I thought I got it pretty even, but there's quite a few different seeds in there too. You can look at my last video and it tells you all the different seeds in there, but it definitely is germinating slower. And it's not growing up as much, but we have the germination all over. So Big and Beasty popped up quicker and it's way bigger. But like I said, the rain bond is on there for a reason. If you only got a little teeny bit of rain, it's going to hold on to that 200 times more than the other seed and help it germinate a little bit more. But the Chufa is still looking really good. I dug some of that up and there's a ton of nuts on the bottom of it. As we said before, that had a tough year for anything to grow, and that stuff made it through everything with no hassle whatsoever. I haven't come up and sprayed this top clover field because it's got chicory and alfalfa and clover in it, but there's a lot of weeds. But I don't want to kill that stuff off because the deer are in there real thick, and if I do, they'll be in here probably browsing off my turnips and radishes and brassicas. So I'm just going to let that, they're picking around them weeds and getting plenty of food in there. So I'm going to let that be for now. And I'm real satisfied with the Big and Beasty anyway at this point. And I think, you know, I ain't counting out the, I think it was Beets and Greens of the Whitetail Institute. So we'll see what happens later on down the road here as we get a couple more weeks under our belt. Anyway, this is Eye of Whitetail Hunter, and we're out of here.